Once upon a time, there was a boy named Sabal living in a town who was very disappointed with his life. The reason for his disappointment was that he hadn't achieved anything so far. His parents taunted him, saying that all his friends were doing something, but he was still sitting at home. Even among his friends, he was often mocked. When he went somewhere, people would ask him what he was doing. He felt very ashamed to say that he was doing nothing. Gradually, he reduced visiting relatives and meeting people. He spent most of his time at home, crying alone, cursing God, and blaming his fate. His life began to feel like a burden. Sometimes he thought that if he couldn't achieve anything, then what was the point of living? He might as well die. One day, he was passing through a street in his town when he saw a guru preaching about sorrow. He sat in the back of the crowd and listened to the guru. The guru was saying that sorrow is like a teacher that shows us the truth of life and teaches us how to live properly. He said that you can either learn to live from your sorrow like teacher or drown in that sorrow and cry. Sabal listened attentively, but disagreed with the guru. He stood up and said, "Sorrow doesn't teach anything. It only gives pain. The pain of sorrow is infinite. It feels like nothing will happen after it, nothing will be achieved, and even death seems small in front of it." The guru asked, "What is your sorrow?" Sabal shared all his sorrows with the guru and asked if he had any solution for them. The guru smiled and said, "The day you experience true sorrow, come back to me. I will definitely solve it." Saying this, the guru left. Sabal thought, "Is my sorrow not real? Is the sorrow I'm experiencing false? No one understands my sorrow. If my parents don't understand, how will the guru understand?" Frustrated with his sorrows, Sabal decided to do something. He started a small business, but did not achieve success. However, his family was happy that he was at least trying. He continued working on his business, and gradually, he began to succeed. In just 3 years, he became a big businessman. Now, many people were around him who cared for him, liked him, and praised his work. His family also couldn't stop praising him. His circle of friends grew, and he was very happy with his life. Some friends advised him that if he was so happy being a big businessman, he should aim to become the biggest businessman in the state. They told him that he would gain immense happiness. Many people would want to associate with him, and even the king would seek his friendship and borrow money from him in times of need. This idea took root in Sabal's mind, and he started striving for more wealth. But he wanted to achieve it quickly and didn't want to waste much time. So, he began engaging in unethical activities. He borrowed large sums of money from friends, adulterated his goods for higher profits, and conspired against other businessmen. He threatened them as his friends advised. Although he was earning more money through these means, he lost his peace of mind. He couldn't sleep at night, and despite having all the comforts of life, he found no happiness in anything. One day, while traveling in his car, he saw the guru's ashram and stopped. He went to the guru and said, "Gurudev, you said that when true sorrow comes into my life, I should come to you. Now I am very sad. I can't sleep at night, and I find no peace. Please solve my problem." The guru asked, "When you first met me, you were in sorrow. What did you learn from that sorrow?" Sabal replied, "I learned that mere thinking and worrying do nothing. One must work to turn thoughts into reality, and it's essential to take one's work to the final stage despite the obstacles. Even when it seems like nothing will happen, you must believe in your success because only successful people are respected. Otherwise, no matter how good one is, they are considered a burden." The guru smiled and said, "This is not true sorrow. When true sorrow comes into your life, come back to me, and I will solve it." Sabal offered a pot full of gold coins to the guru as a gift. The guru said, "This is of no use to me. Bury it under that tree." Sabal did as instructed and left. For a while his business flourished, but due to his unethical practices, it eventually declined. His wealth gradually diminished, and one day he was left with nothing and burdened with debt. However, he was not worried because he had borrowed all the money from his friends. He thought they would support him in difficult times, but they were the first to demand their money back and even threatened to kill him if he didn't repay. His well-wishers and friends deserted him. His family started pointing out his mistakes, and his entire property was auctioned off. He had nothing left. He asked his father for help, but his father said, "I have only this little property left. If I give this to you, where will I keep your mother? This is our last hope." Sabal was deeply distressed, with no one to understand or console him. Betrayed by his friends, he felt utterly broken and thought, "What is the point of living now? Death is the only refuge." As he was about to commit suicide by jumping off a cliff, he remembered the guru's words and decided to visit him again. He went to the guru and shared all his sorrows, asking for a solution with tears in his eyes. The guru said, "When true sorrow comes into your life, come to me, and I will solve it." Sabal asked, "Isn't what I'm experiencing true sorrow? What is true sorrow, Gurudev?" The guru replied, "First, tell me what you have learned from this sorrow." Sabal said, "I have learned that those who come into our lives because of our success will betray us because they won't stand by us in difficult times. We should trust only those who stand by us in our failures and tough times, but such people are rare. We must value and respect them. I also learned that we should never conspire against anyone. We should work honestly and patiently and never be greedy." After sharing all his sorrows and experiences, Sabal sat quietly with tears in his eyes. The guru then dug up the pot of gold coins that Sabal had buried under the tree and handed it back to him, saying, "When true sorrow comes into your life, come to me, and I will solve it." Sabal thanked the guru and started a small business again with the gold coins. He was happy being a small businessman, working with dedication and honesty. Soon, he became a successful businessman in his town again, and his life was filled with happiness and comforts. However, no matter how good or charitable a person is, sorrow still comes into their life. In Sabal's case, his parents passed away on the same day. Sabal loved his parents dearly, and their death deeply affected him. He took their bodies to the crematorium and saw them being cremated, which disturbed his mind. When he returned home and saw his parents' property, which they had always fought for, lying abandoned, he felt alone and afraid. He realized that everything his father had earned and built was left behind, and his father, who used to fight for his property, had left the world. These thoughts tormented Sabal, and he felt empty and restless. Unable to find answers to his questions, he went to the guru and said, "Gurudev, I am very sad because my parents passed away today, and I feel deeply troubled." The guru asked, "Why are you sad? Everyone's loved ones die eventually. No one lives forever. You too will die someday, perhaps tomorrow, or even today." Sabal said, "What are you saying, Gurudev? I am still young." The guru replied, "Everyone lives with the illusion that death happens to others, to the old, but even the young and children die. Death spares no one based on age." These words deeply affected Sabal, and he left silently. However, his mind remained restless. He constantly thought about his purpose in life and why he was born. Unable to find answers, he felt increasingly sorrowful. A few days later, he went to the guru again and said, "Gurudev, I am very sad because I don't know who I am and why I am here. Please solve my sorrow." The guru smiled and said, "Today, you have experienced true sorrow. This is the real sorrow worth addressing, not knowing who we are, why we are here, and what we should do. Tell me, what do people collect throughout their lives?" Sabal said, "People collect wealth, property, respect, family, friends, status, and prestige." The guru asked, "Can we take any of these things with us when we die?" Sabal replied, "No, Gurudev. We can't take anything with us. My parents couldn't take anything either. The guru then said, "Now listen carefully. In this world, we should collect ourselves. We need to gather our own energy and consciousness because we live fragmented lives, divided into love, hate, anger, jealousy, greed, wealth, status, and countless other desires. Our consciousness is scattered, and we lack the time and energy to look within ourselves. The sorrow people consider real, the lack of wealth, comforts, respect, is not true sorrow, but just unfulfilled desires. These desires can never be fully satisfied. If you want the ultimate solution to your sorrows, you must first gather yourself, focus your energy, and quiet your mind. Then, you will find the true purpose of your life and understand who you are and why you are here." With these teachings from the Guru, Sabal embarked on a journey of self-discovery, learning to gather his scattered consciousness and find inner peace. He realized that true happiness lies within, not in external achievements or possessions. And thus, Sabal found the ultimate solution to his sorrows and lived a life of inner fulfillment and tranquility.